So in honor of Halloween, we wanted to know if you guys have any spooky Halloween stories or maybe like roommate horror stories that you guys can tell us about.
Well, in my family, we have the tradition, in most Spanish culture families, they have the La Llorona, which is basically a woman who drowned her kids. And so they often would tell us, like, and it's been going around all, like, for many, many, many years. It's a legend. So even, like, just to scare kids, the parent, oh, if you don't go to sleep, the Llorona is gonna come after you. So that's one thing that I know for myself.
I do like the game of the Midnight Man, if you've ever heard of it.
No.
It's I think it was a pagan ritual for punishment, where they would put you in a house at night, around midnight, which is why it's called the Midnight Man. You will take a drop of your blood, put it on a piece of paper with your name, and then you'll put it next to a wooden door, your front door, hopefully. And from there, you knock on there 22 times. The 22nd knock though has to be exactly at midnight. And once you do that, you open the door, and the Midnight Man's in your house. The game is you walk around the house with a pack of salt, a candle, a couple lighters or matches, and you just try to survive the night until 3:33 when he leaves. And if he catches you, he makes you experience the worst nightmare you ever have, whatever that may be.
She was getting ready to like shower. She was in her house by herself, and I guess she just like put some clothes aside and was just like, okay, like about to go in the shower, but then she forgot something or whatever, so she walked back in the room and she noticed there was like a powdered like footprint where her clothes were. So she was like, whoa, like who's in the house? Like what the heck? She was just there walking around the house. Nobody was there, but she was really freaked out. So she actually ended up taking a shower with the knife in her hand just to protect herself. And she got out and was just like, okay. And she just like left, like got ready and left. And then later on, like I think it was a day or two, she said she asked her mom about this encounter. And her mom said that she actually encountered like a similar thing with the footprint and everything. So they think it might have been like one of their family friends, like son that passed away. So it might be following them because she came to like visit.
Okay, this one girl said that like she used to live in the Philippines, and this girl, okay, she lived in a house, and her mom told her that she saw a white ghost and like it was like, I don't remember.
It was like a white lady or something like that.
And like it scared her. I've never encountered anything like that.
Oh, I have one. Okay, so like my friend told me like her mom was like a nurse, like somewhere like in Europe or something. So it was Halloween or something, like I don't know. And then like she's like, her and her friends are the only one that's like working in there because it's like really small. So like, and then like she said that like someone was like she saw like a big bird like flying or something like around the hospital. So yeah, I guess.
A friend of mine said she had been possessed, but I'm like, okay, but I'm not sure if that's true, but if that's true, that's just scary. So that's pretty much it.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
All right, so I went to my barber one day, and he was telling me the story about how he was cutting his friend's hair, and his friend's a few years younger than him, and his friend went to this club called, I think, Club Heat. I think that's around here or something. It's like an 18+ club, and his friend ended up meeting this girl on the dance floor, and like he persuaded her to try and have sex with her, but she was like, nah, and he was like, can you just at least give me? And she was like, fine, all right, I'll give you. So then they go up to the back of his car, and like he gets, and then the friend is the chick, not the guy, from the barber. All right. So then she comes back, and she has like a good night and whatnot. And so like a few days pass by, and then she notices that she has like a itch in her throat. And so she goes to the doctor to get it checked out, and the doctor says that what's going in your mouth normally grows like on dead bodies. And so she calls up the guy, and she asks like, where do you work? And he's like, I work at a cemetery or like a morgue. So that means the guy was like legit like effing like dead bodies.
There was actually one of my kids in one of my psychology classes in high school told about a story where he was babysitting at this one house. There was like a bunch of kids, they were like all sitting upstairs though, and she was saying that they were sitting on she was sitting on the couch downstairs watching TV, and she saw something in the window, and she like looked over and like kind of looked, but when she walked up to the window, nothing was there, but she still saw a figure. And so she goes down, sits back down on the couch, still sees a figure standing there, or in the window. So she calls the police, and the police show up, and like, I think maybe 15 minutes later, the figure disappears as the police shows up. And as it turns out, it was actually someone in the room standing in the mirror. It was like some like psychopath or some asylum that like escaped like I think a couple years ago, and actually caught him like a few days later. And like it was like this person was actually doing this like bunch of houses, like a bunch of like babysitters actually called. So it's actually insane because actually someone at my high school like witnessed that, you know. So.
Well, supposedly there's a ghost named Charlie from Montana that lives in my grandma's house, but I don't know if that's fact or fiction because she's a storyteller. But she said that one time they were laying in her bed, and I guess Charlie started flickering the lights off and on, and she saw something going back and forth, but again, who knows if that's true.
I don't have any horror stories per se, but I do have one friend. She went to see family back east when she was like younger, and she could swear that she got pushed down the stairs. She fell all the way down the stairs, and she believed it was a presence that pushed her down. And as soon as she hit the ground, she felt it like push her again against the stairwell. So that's like the most violent story I have.
So it's about 2007. Me and some buddies decided to go ghost hunting one day. So we heard about an old abandoned summer camp for special needs kids. This was in the 50s, supposedly when this camp was open, but it's shut down now. It's down in San Pedro. So me and a group of about 6 or 7 buddies drive out there one night, hoping to have some type of supernatural encounter. So we get there, and we had to hop a fence and do whatever we had to do. It's about 10 o'clock at night, and we hear this weird screeching sound, like an animal being slaughtered or something. So we're like, what is that? Half of the guys get spooked, and they stay back. Me and about 2 other guys decided to go down. We wanted to be brave or whatever. So we're walking down there, and then we're walking towards the sound, and then all of a sudden we're looking down and we see 3 or 4 guys in black trench coats just walking up the hill towards us, and we're kind of just like, we're out of there. So we ran and hopped the fence, and yeah, so that was that. And in that same night, we went to another spot, which was a Catholic church, which was up in the hills. It was an old Catholic church, and it was supposed to be haunted. So we're walking up, and then we hear this really loud hiss. It's a, like louder than a cat or a human. And we were just ran away again. So that was in one night. So yeah, those are my ghost stories.
Well, we were just talking about how down here in the basement, supposedly it's haunted, and the elevators move up and down on their own and whatnot, and it kind of happened the other day when we were walking through here. I swear the elevator opened right when I walked by it, and I didn't press anything, so yeah, that's kind of scary.
I remember when I was like in middle school, we went trick-or-treating, and we were dared to do a Bloody Mary. And I remember like later that night we were chased by like dogs, so I think that was like one of the scariest things that ever happened to me.
Yeah, I remember my sister talking about her friends, that whole Bloody Mary thing. I think they said that one of them had scratches on her arm. That's about it.
And if you guys could be anything for Halloween, what would you be?
A zombie.
Yeah, a zombie.
I just think all the
zombies are on the rage right now, so.
Yeah.
Like The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Han Solo from Star Wars, because I'm a Star Wars geek, and it makes me feel like I'm connecting to my inner geek when I dress up as Han Solo. So
I don't know, I'd be a Power Ranger, because that was the first costume that came to mind when I thought of what I want to be. The red one, for sure.
Nice.
Because he's the leader.
I was thinking maybe Catwoman.
Probably a zombie or a werewolf. Vampire, the traditional monsters, those are always good to stick with.
It'd be 2 things, either like the legit OG Black Power Ranger or Frozone from The Incredibles.
Okay, I'm gonna be the same thing that I am every year, is Dobby from Harry Potter, Dobby from Harry Potter, because I love Harry Potter, and I made a Dobby costume. It is really badass, I swear. It's the best costume ever.
I would love to be Batman, Yeah, that would be cool. Because he's such a cool guy because he has no superpower, but he still is very influential.
I don't know. I definitely go with Captain America because I'm definitely patriotic and definitely love the character a lot. So I definitely go with that.
A tree. That's what I'm gonna be this year. It sounds really lame and boring, but I like trees, and Taylor Swift's new song Out of the Woods just came out, so I guess I'll kind of be promoting that.
Hermione Granger.
You stole that from me. I was well, I don't know.
Probably Alice in Wonderland. I don't know.
I would say I would be Hermione Granger too.
No, I'm Hermione.
But I'll be Lucy from the movie Lucy.
I'd probably want to be just like a ghost with like a sheet around my head just because that's so like classic and easy.
I would probably want to be a zombie from like American Horror Story or something, just so I can be like well known, I guess.
I tried to be Velma, but it didn't work out, but Scooby-Doo would be awesome.
I'd actually be Michael Jackson because we have the same birthday. My favorite color is red too, and I like dancing. So.
So when you guys think of Halloween, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Candy.
Candy.
Candy, definitely candy.
I know that I can't trick or treat anymore. It just looks weird, but I'm kind of glad I have a little brother because I'll be like, hey, all the Kit Kats, mine.
Well, yeah, in Germany, Halloween is only celebrated maybe one time, one on the 31st, and we make parties, dress up maybe, but we only have scary dresses.
Pumpkins, maybe Hocus Pocus.
Well, I mean, like before SARS, you'd always like walk around and like you get candy and stuff, but like no one does that no more.
Like pumpkin bread, probably.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
Yeah. My mom made it every year, and I got really sick of it. I can't eat pumpkin bread anymore.
Probably candy, fall, and wind, and the changing of the leaves. I think that's really pretty.
Scary movies.
Spiders. Autumn. Oh my god, yeah, like pumpkins.
Yeah.
A pumpkin.
Trick or treat.
Candy and costume parties.
I think of pumpkins and vampires and zombies, of course.
Hot costumes.
Candy. Trick or treating. That's definitely my favorite.
Candy.
And
definitely
pumpkins.
candy. And probably apple picking, definitely.